Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowl Central. Doing the nerd rant for you on the Joker movie. It's not called The Joker, it's just called Joker. The Oscar award winning Joker, not Best Picture Oscar award winning Joker. I think it won cinematography. I don't know. I didn't even really watch. But I do know that a lot of nerd people, not a lot of nerd folks, are complaining that Joker got snubbed at the Oscars. And well, first of all, let me just say that it's kind of a big deal for a comic book movie to get nominated for Best Picture at all. Like that pretty much never happens, even something like Avengers Endgame, you know what I mean? Like it's super epic, but it's not like the Academy respects it in any way. And so to be nominated for Best Picture as a comic book movie, it is a sign of respect. But honestly, in no way did Joker get snubbed, in my opinion. There's no way, because there was no way it was going to win. And not because it's about the Joker or Batman or comic books, because it's so depressing. Oh my god, that movie. Now, Joaquin Phoenix, that's what won. He won Best Actor. And truly, his performance is dynamic and scary and pitiable. But that's kind of the problem with Joker. It's like it only has one speed, decay. It just goes from bad to worse to worse to worse to worst. There's no joy in Joker. At least there wasn't for me, and there wasn't for a lot of people. I'm not saying it's a bad movie per se. It isn't. I mean, it's well made. It's beautifully shot, and like I said, Joaquin Phoenix is very dynamic. But I don't know. I don't feel like a movie that just has this sense of like entropy. There's no like saving grace in that movie. There's no hope. There's no sign that things can get better. And honestly, I feel like the nerds. This, I mean, I'm going out on a limb here because I'm making some blanket statements. The people who appreciate this movie, in my experience, don't really have a lot of firsthand knowledge, practical experience with the darker side of mental illness, the darker side of, I mean, like we live in okay, so I'm an American. I live in a country where people go out and they shoot up malls, they shoot up bars, they shoot up Walmart, they shoot up movie theaters. You know what I mean? It wasn't that long ago that James Holmes killed all those people in a movie theater for a Batman movie. And that happened in my state. That happened in Colorado. And actually, my wife and I, we went to see The Dark Knight Rises that night, in Colorado Springs, not in Denver. And we got home from the midnight screening of that, and it was all over the news, and it was horrifying. That's the problem here. We've substituted like true really horrific shit, stuff that happens in real life, stuff that ends lives, stuff that is not a joke. We've substituted it for entertainment, and we've stuck one of DC Comics' better loved villains in the middle of it. There's no joy. And the other thing about it is, like, okay, I hate to say this, but like, Bradley Cooper, who produced it, and the director, they're kind of up their own asses about it when I see them in interviews. Like they really do think that they've captured something brilliant here, and they haven't. Not as far as I'm concerned. There are moments of slight brilliance, but it's not as genius as it even wants to be. There's that whole scene where Joker kills those guys on the subway, and then he goes into the bathroom and he does this weird dance. And it's supposed to be brilliant. It's supposed to be magical. It's supposed to be pure cinema. And it's just, it comes off like, I don't know. This one is a hard one to express. I guess I could boil it down. I'm going to get so much hate mail. This is going to me, it boils down to, what have you really got to say with your film? Now, are you really commenting on injustices of the world? And and there's a place for that. But for those who are hopeless, for those who have lost loved ones to gun violence, for those who are seriously mentally ill, and there's not much hope in sight, this is not a movie about those people. This is not a movie championing those people. This is a movie celebrating the bad that they have gone through. Celebrating the bad, not telling us that there's good, that there's hope. Can you imagine if Batman was in this movie? Can you imagine him beating the shit out of poor Arthur Fleck? It wouldn't work. And actually, what does it say about the year 2019 that we were more interested in a movie about the villain than the hero? I think there needs to be balance, and I think that Joker is a bad example of the modern era thinking that all the violence and all the horror and all the bad shit in life is the thing that we really need to celebrate, is the thing that we really need to portray. I don't think I expressed myself well enough. Maybe it's just the feeling of it. Like when I sat there watching Joker, it made me feel gross. It made me feel like I needed a shower. It made me feel grungy. It made me feel, like I said, decay. And I don't want that. I personally don't want that, because in my life there is enough drama. There is enough horrific things, and that's just, that's everybody. I think it's a profoundly sick movie, personally, and I'm glad that it didn't win the Oscar. That's a pretty controversial point of view. Mostly, I just wish that we could celebrate the good rather than the bad. I'm a jumble of thoughts here. I think really it is it's a hard thing to express, but that's just the way I feel. That movie just to me, it expresses the bad nature without showing me that there's good. And there is. And it is worth celebrating, and it's more worth celebrating because when we call to ourselves evil, evil will come. And there is such a thing as evil, and there is such a thing as good, and they both live inside of us. And we can dwell on it, on the evil, or we can try to rise above it. And that's kind of Batman's job. And Batman isn't here to help us, to protect us. All we're doing is celebrating a psychopath. And by the way, not all mentally ill people are dangerous, but I think I've said that on other videos, so I'll leave it there. The most unpopular Joker opinion in the world. Hate mail. Come here.